Hey guys, I just wanted to show you real quick how I test my fasting blood sugar. I'll do another bit of the video later where I test a specific meal or specific food, but it is what, 7:44 this morning, and I got breakfast for the kids, and now I am ready to make myself breakfast. But before I do that, I want to test my blood sugar. So this is my blood sugar monitor. They usually come in a little case like this, and open it up. And it has a lancet, usually comes with the monitor, very handy. These are the testing strips, and this is the monitor. So basically, I'll just do it for you here. Get one of the test strips out. And stick it into the meter like this. And that turns the meter on. And then I'm gonna prick my finger, pull the needle back, and then I usually prick on my pinky finger. Doesn't even hurt. Squeeze a little blood, and then see, it says it's ready for, I don't know if you can see it, but it says it's ready for the drop of blood, apply blood. Do that, and then it counts down to 1. And it says my blood sugar is 81 this morning, which is excellent. Okay, it has been over 3 hours since my last S meal, and I'm going to be having an E meal for lunch, and it is cooking right now, and it is some quinoa and some canned salmon and some steamed vegetables. And I am going to test my blood sugar to get a baseline before meal blood sugar. And I don't always do a baseline blood sugar just because it uses up an extra strip. If I know I just had an S meal and I checked my fasting blood sugar before that, I know my blood sugar is not going to be very high, and so I don't usually waste a strip on that. Do another little prick. I'll do it on the other side of my finger this time. I think that's the other side. I forget which side I did this morning. Got a little blood. Put it on there. It's going to count down, and wow, 75 is my baseline, which is pretty low. Not unhealthy low, but just wow, that's very low. Exciting. So we will see how far it jumps up after I have my e-meal of quinoa, veggies, and salmon. So it has been 1 hour since I had my last meal, and it is time to check my 1 hour numbers. And here we go. 137. Now that is just barely in range of what you want it to be. If it is over 140 after an hour after your meal, then that is considered too high. So 137 is just barely in range, and then I will check again at 2 hours after the meal, and it should be below 120 by that point. Okay, it has now been 2 hours since my meal, and I'm going to check my blood sugar one more time. All right. 139, so that means it's higher than it was an hour ago, which is not great. It should be below 120 at 2 hours post-meal, and this is something that my body has been very consistent in doing, is that it doesn't go down quickly after the 1 hour. It's oftentimes higher at 2 hours than it was at 1 hour, which I don't really know what causes that. And I need to do more research and find out about that. I will say that these numbers for the testing the quinoa are better than the numbers that I have gotten the last few things I've tested. I tested sweet potato flour on my chicken strips, and I tested one other thing, oatmeal, that I told you guys about, and both of those spiked my blood sugar a lot higher than this the quinoa did. So I'm gonna stick with the quinoa even though the number isn't perfect, and I'm gonna maybe test it out again, maybe try just a little bit less of a serving size and see how that does. And then I also am going to do some more research to find out why exactly my blood sugar would jump up at 1 hour and then not start going down after that like normally it should. So you can also test your blood sugar again at 3 hours, and they say at 3 hours it should be back to baseline, back to what it was before you ate. So you can do that. I'm not going to do that today because I am very hungry. Emails are notorious for doing this to me. It's like within 30 minutes or an hour of eating an email, I am looking at the clock like starving for food again. And I think that's partly because I'm breastfeeding, but it's just how emails treat me. I don't enjoy them very much. I mean, I like the taste of quinoa and everything, but afterwards I just am fixated on the clock and craving, and everything sounds good, and it's just, I don't like it. So I may experiment with doing some S helpers instead of emails, because I do want to get carbs in. I don't want to leave them out, but I think doing an S helper meal with a smaller portion of carbs and then more fat to help blunt the blood sugar spike might be what my body needs just to stay level. I don't like the numbers that I get when I eat most e-meals. I do also want to check an e-meal with beans as the main carbohydrate, and the chana dal lentils that they talk about in the book, and I still don't know if I'm saying that right, but you guys that know THM will know what I'm talking about. I want to check those, a serving of those for an e-meal, and see how that goes for me, and then kind of decide where I want to go from there as far as, you know, what I include in emails, and if I do more emails at all, or if I will just switch over to more S helpers until I'm finished breastfeeding, and then my body will be able to adjust and have emails again. I don't know. But I'm going to keep doing some experimenting and see what happens. I also did want to mention that I've heard it talked about that you can get obsessive about blood sugar control and checking your blood sugar and not letting it go up above certain numbers, and it's not good to do that. That there's a range that is healthy for you to have, but it's not the end of the world if you go out of that range every once in a while, and that just happens. I mean, there are lots of different things that affect blood sugar, like being sick, or there's all kinds of things. So like exercise will make your blood sugar spike, but obviously exercise is not bad for you. So not everything that spikes your blood sugar is bad and should be cut out, and not every time your blood sugar goes above the thresholds is it the end of the world, you know. So it's just you test it, you get an idea, you see kind of a trend rather than specific numbers, and then you make changes based on that, and then you wait and see how the trend changes once you've made your adjustments. So I just wanted to mention that. So I'm keeping that in mind. I'm not, you know, cutting quinoa out of my diet now because I got one off number. I'm not cutting the other things out of my diet either necessarily. I may try them again in different quantities, or with different other ingredients, or as an S helper rather than an e-meal, that kind of thing. So the purpose of the blood sugar testing is not to vilify food. It's just simply to find out what and how much of certain foods your body specifically is able to handle, and that's going to be different for everybody. So I hope this has been interesting to you. Please let me know if you have any questions, if there was something that was not clear, or anything that you would like to know. I'd like to do my best to answer it for you. So hope you guys are all doing great, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.